الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. طيب يا إخوة, what's the first nullifier of Islam? شرك بالله, شرك في العبادة. طيب what is shirk?
Associate partners.
To associate partner with Allah Azza wa Jal. Who remembers the Arabic? You remember the Arabic?
أن تجعل ندة لله.
أن تجعل لله ندة وهو خلقك. To make partner with Allah when He created you. Who was the hadith by who? Do you remember the hadith? Hadith?
Ibn
Mas'ud, when he asked, O Messenger of Allah, what is the greatest sin? He said to associate partners with Allah when He created you. طيب, what's the other definition we gave for shirk? Do you remember? Inshallah. No? Go on, Salman. What's the other definition of shirk?
Everything at least, man. Everything.
This is what the Shaykh gives.
Everything all from Shaykh Fazan.
No.
Is it to give that which is specific to Allah? Isn't that which is specified to Him other than Allah?
No, what's the definition Shaykh gives in Usul Thalatha and وهو, remember this, وهو الشرك هو دعوة غير معه, to call other than Allah. Shirk is to call invoke other than Allah. That's shirk. That's the definition of shirk Shaykh gave in his time, because there are a lot of shirkiyat in worship and things like that. Okay, but shirk in rububiyyah, uluhiyyah, we explained. Shirk in lordship, Allah's lordship. What is the shirk in Allah's lordship? Do you know? Allah.
It would be to ascribe attributes of rububiyyah to other than Allah.
Such as?
Could be provision, creation.
Okay.
Other things.
Or to believe there is a Lord beside Allah. Okay. What's the shirk in uluhiyyah, worship?
I think one of them is Riya.
No, yeah, Riya. What else? Shirk in worship. Salman? What is shirk in worship?
To worship on partners with Allah.
To worship other than Allah.
Worship Allah.
That's it. Shirk in worship, to worship other than Allah. To turn any worship other than Allah is shirk in worship. Shirk in Allah's names and attributes. You need a lot of knowledge here. You have to remember them, top of your head, and you have to make notes so you can explain to the people. Shirk in Asma and attributes.
Would it be like swearing by other than Allah?
Mm-hmm.
And that could be major or minor shirk.
Okay, now what other way? That's not clear example. Allah's names and attributes. How can you make shirk in Allah's names and attributes?
Giving someone else.
There's two types. تشبيه الخالق بالمخلوق, تشبيه المخلوق بالخالق.
Go on, say.
Let's say someone gives the hearing of Allah to someone that can't hear everywhere.
So give the attributes of Allah to the creation. To say somebody hears like Allah, sees like Allah, has knowledge of Allah, has knowledge of unseen. These are shirk in Asma Sifat. Yeah, so yeah. What is the shirk in Allah's in law, Sharia of Allah? What is shirk? What would be shirk in Allah's Sharia?
Due to rule by other than what Allah revealed.
Okay. Just it. We could be zalim.
Yeah, if the individual claims that that law is superior to the Allah's revealed.
That, you mentioned that. He believes that his law is better than Allah's law. Or goes equal to Allah's law. Shirk in law. Okay, and we mentioned also shirk in qadr. What would that be?
Thinking like
Any example? Shirk in decree of Allah?
to say like, okay, because of like, you know, not to say after Allah. Wait, let's say something happens and you say basically, you should say, you shouldn't say because of you. You should say after Allah. I forgot actually.
Ahsan, what will be the shirk in decree of Allah?
It will be to ascribe an event taking place to other than Allah. You're saying if it was for Fulan, then this wouldn't happen.
Okay, or to say this can happen other than by the will of Allah. Or, you know. Okay, so we covered all that. What is the minor shirk? Minor shirk.
Anything that is not described as major shirk in the Quran, or anything that doesn't reach the extent of major shirk, that doesn't nullify your.
It's a shirk that it doesn't take you out of the fold of Islam, but it can lead to major shirk.
What's that?
It could be riya.
Riya. Hadith says riya. What I fear for you most is minor shirk. And that's what is that? It's a riya. Prophet specifically mentioned riya is minor shirk. Yeah. طيب. Let's start, inshallah. Continue with that. Just Shaykh brings an ayah from the Quran. Allah said, لقد كفر الذين قالوا إن الله هو مسيح ابن مريم وقال المسيح يا بني إسرائيل اعبدوا الله ربي وربكم إنه من يشرك بالله فقد حرم الله عليه الجنة ومأواه النار وما للظالمين من أنصار. Allah said in the Quran, لقد كفر الذين قالوا, indeed they have disbelieved for those who say indeed Allah is Isa ibn Maryam. Allah is Isa ibn Maryam. And Isa alayhi salam said, O the Bani Israel, worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord. Indeed, whoever associates anything with Allah Azza wa Jal, then he has done something grievously haram. Okay, and Allah has made Jannah haram for that person, and his abode will be the hellfire. And the oppressors have no helpers. So here Shaykh brings a dalil. The shirk is major, this is major shirk. إِنَّهُ مَا يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهَ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةِ. That whoever associates anything with Allah in worship, Allah has made Jannah haram for that person. And his abode will be the hellfire. طيب. Now here I want to talk about something called لَقَدْ كَفَرَ. The word kafara means satara. Linguistically, we will say kafara means to cover up. Okay? Linguistically, the word kufr means to cover. And Allah says in the Quran, كَمَثَلِ الْغَيْثٍ عَجَبَ الْكُفَّارَ نَبَاتُهُ. You know, Allah talks about the farmers, that when the heavy rain comes and the nabat, the crops when it grows, it makes the kuffar happy. This kuffar referring to who? The farmers. Allah declares the farmers to be kuffar. And they're Muslim, but they're kuffar. Why? Because that's linguistic meaning of kafir. What does kafara mean? To cover. What does the farmer do? They cover the crops with the soil. Okay? So linguistically, they're kuffar, not Islamically. Because they cover the soil, they cover the crops with the soil. If you see people working in the farm, you see that. Okay? That's what Allah says they're kuffar. Because they work in the farm, they cover the crops with the soil. طيب. Also, night covers the day. So they say night is kafir. Also they say what ocean covers what's underneath. They say ocean is a kafir. Because it covers. Okay? So linguistically, kufr means to cover. And if you see the linguistic meaning and Islamic meaning, they mean similar. طيب. So when we say kufr, linguistic means to cover, okay? Shar'an is, the ulama have given the definition of kufr. Shar'an, there are many definitions, many categories, okay? That to deny, for example, to deny anything which Allah has revealed is kufr. To deny Allah, to deny the Quran, deny the Akhirah, deny the prophethood, Risala, these are kufr. Because, so they've done kufr, they covered the haqq with the batil. They covered the haqq with the kufr. So it does mean kafar, and also linguistic shar'an means to cover up as well. So with your disbelief, you're covering the haqq. طيب. So, yes, the ulama have mentioned that when the kufr is mentioned in the Quran and the Sunnah, my brothers, okay, it comes different form of level, different levels of kufr. No, some mean major, some mean minor. Okay, like let me give you some of the examples. In the Quran, Allah said, like for example, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ, say to the disbelievers. This kufr here means the major kufr. Okay, when Allah said, لَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ ثَالِث ثَلَاثَةً, ثالث ثلاثة, that indeed they have disbelieved those who said Allah is one of the third. Okay, that's major kufr. And also when they say Isa is Allah is Isa alayhi salam, لَقَدْ كَفَرَ. So these kufr mean major kufr. Okay, sometimes Allah uses the word kufr in the Quran means minor kufr. Okay, it means minor kufr. And the example you can give from the Quran is that وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ, that whoever didn't rule by what Allah has revealed, except they're kafir, also a zalim or fasiq. The kufr here mean, these kufr here means minor kufr, as Ibn Abbas explained. Okay, it's minor kufr, it's a lesser kufr. Obviously, the condition for someone to be a kafir, whoever judged by other what Allah has revealed. طيب, so here kufr means minor kufr. In the hadith, Sibabul Muslim fusuq qitalu kufr, to curse your brother, verbally abuse him is fisk, and to fight him is kufr. This kufr here means doesn't mean take out of holy Islam. No, he's still a Muslim. But Prophet described the act to be a kufr, major sin. طيب. Also, Prophet described wailing over the dead is kufr. Okay, but he's still a Muslim. Other examples you have, like, two things will remain in my ummah. Okay, from Jahiliyyah, wailing and cursing the lineage. So the word kufr is mentioned. My brothers, so in the Quran and Sunnah you'll find the word kufr is mentioned, sometimes major kufr, sometimes minor kufr. So we have to understand. Now the ulama have explained kufr, Ibn al-Qayyim and others, the different types of kufr. The kufr a'rad, kufr of rejection, and also you have kufr al-juhud, kufr of denial, kufr shak, kufr disbelief of doubt, kufr nifaq, kufr which is nifaq is the kufr which is to say la ilaha and you don't believe it. It's kufr nifaq, kufr istikbar, kufr of arrogancy, that's the kufr of iblis. طيب. So these are different types of kufr are mentioned in the Quran. Some mentioned 4, some the kufr inad, kufr of inad mean arrogant or pride. This is kufr of Abu Talib, because of his haughtiness, he didn't become Muslim. طيب. Continue with that inshallah. So we're going to go brief. So you understand what kufr is. Kufr comes in the Quran and Sunnah. Linguistically comes kufr, major kufr, minor kufr, in different level of kufr. Also, Shaykhul-Islam continue with that. وَقَوْلُهُ وَمِنْهُ الذَّبْحِ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ. Okay? Dhabh is to slaughter. So Shaykhul-Islam talking about major shirk. Okay? Then he talks about shirk and brings ayat. Then he says to sacrifice other than Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? Now what is dhabh? ما هو تعريف الذبح? And the ulama says it is وإذهاق الروح بإراقة الدم على وجه المخصوص. إذهاق الروح بإراقة الدم على وجه المخصوص. Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen is the definition. إذهاق الروح, to cause the ruh to leave by causing the blood to flow in a specific manner. Now let's talk about the adab of dhabh. طيب. Now adab of dhabh, for dhabh to be halal, first manner is they have to be in the name of Allah. Okay? Allah says in the Quran, وَمَا أُحِلَّ بِهِ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ. Just the end of the verse. وَمَا أُحِلَّ بِهِ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ, that whatever is slaughtered by other than the name of Allah. حُرِّمَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةَ وَالدَّمَ. What is made haram for you? Dead, blood, certain blood is haram. And the end of the ayah says, and anything that is slaughtered by other than the name of Allah Azza wa Jal. Now what is the ruling of eating meat that is been slaughtered by other than Allah? No name is mentioned by slaughtered, but they forgot to mention Allah's name. Now he's forgotten now. He's not sinful. Shaykh Albani, unfortunately, I think he said, rahimahullah, because you've forgotten, you can eat it. But Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen, he said, you're not sinful for it, but you can't have it, because Allah's name is mentioned. Okay? But your intention was to mention the name of Allah, but you've forgotten. Okay? So, because you're mistakenly forgotten, it is, the opinions are there that you still can have it. It's halal for you to eat because you forgot to mention Allah's name. And we forget, and Ummah is forgiven for that. طيب. So, ذبح وإدحاق الروح بإراقة الدم على وجه المخصوص. That's the first adab, that we have to slaughter by the name of Allah. Okay? And when a person slaughtered, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. You see in the hadith, you'll find that. So first, we have to mention Allah's name. Second adab of dhabh, my brothers, is that we have to, in the hadith said that, إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَتَبَ الْإِحْسَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ فَإِذَا قَتَلْتُمْ فَأَحْسِنُوا الْقَتْلَ وَإِذَا ذَبَحْتُمْ فَأَحْسِنُوا الذَّبْحَ وَلْيُحِدَّ شَفْرَتَهُ وَلْيُرِحْ ذَبِحَتَهُ. That indeed Allah has written ihsan in everything. If you fight, okay, you fight well, you kill them well. That's why in Islam you're not allowed to mutilate victim. You can't cut them in pieces. It's haram. Okay, you can't burn them. It's haram. Okay, even we have to show mercy to them. And when you do dhabh properly. Then Prophet explained, let him sharpen the sword and let him pass the blade through the neck so the blood flows. So when you sacrifice, one of the adab of the sacrifice is that you have to sharpen the sword. Okay? So when you slaughter it, it goes through the neck, not halfway through. It goes through the neck and it finishes and the blood comes through. And the dhabih, the one you وَلْيُرِيحْ ذَبِيحَتُ. The dhabih, the one is slaughtered, is in relax. But if you leave half of the way, neck half cut, it's going to be punishable for him. So you have to cut the neck to completely let the blood flow and he can relax, the animal. Okay? That's also adab of sacrifice. You have to sharpen the sword. Wallahi, you have to sharpen it. Third adab is that from the adab, you do not drug the animal on his leg. I think Umar saw a man doing it. Are you going to kill the animal twice? You don't do that. Also, you do not show the knife to the animal. Because the animal, it has life. It feels. Okay? And you do not sacrifice animal in front of other animals who have been sacrificed. So you make sure it doesn't feel anything, doesn't see it because it scares. It becomes scared. Also, that when you bring the animal in your house, 2 days or whatever, 3 days before, look after the animal, feed the animal. Take care of the animal. These are some of the adab of dhabh. طيب. Now, in the Quran and Sunnah, my brothers, you have some of the alfaz, some of the wording, okay, like an-nahr, dhabh, tadhiyah. Okay, tadhiyah. These are the names I use in the Quran and Sunnah. Okay, and dhabh comes in the Quran. قل إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين. Say ما الصلاة قل إن صلاتي ونسكي. Nusuki means sacrifice, and my life and death is for Allah Azza wa Jal. Also, dhabh comes in the hadith. لعن الله من ذبح لغير الله. That whoever slaughters other than the name of Allah will be cursed. Okay, dhabh means general. It means sacrifice. It's general. Okay, dhabh is general, and I'll tell you why. Because the ulama says that dhabh, a different type of dhabh. There is a dhabh you do, my brothers. For example, for business, you are a businessman. You get a butcher, and you want to do dhabh. You cut the animal or the cow, whatever, sheep. That's dhabh. You do dhabh for walima. Okay, dhabh. Walima, you do walima, alhamdulillah. Aqiqah, okay, you do dhabh. Okay, fourthly, you do dhabh for the guests. You got guests coming to your house, you want to feed them, dhabh. Okay, so these are all different types of dhabh, but obviously for the name of Allah. Okay, but your reasons are different. That's dhabh. Nahr, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. Okay? So pray to your Lord and sacrifice by the name of Allah. Tafsir says because the mushrikun is to do nahar other than Allah, other than by the name of Allah Azza wa Jal. They will do by the name of idols and things like that. The nahar, the ulama says, refers to camel. You know when camel, we don't say nazbah jamal. Nanhar jamal we say. Dhabh is only not for the camel, it's nahar. Nahar refers to the camel when we slaughter, yeah? And tadhiyah, ضحى يضحي تضحية ضحايا it refers to يوم Eid al-Adha. You know Eid al-Adha, when we do Qurbani, we say tadhiyah, not dhabh or nahar, tadhiyah. Okay? These are some of the meaning of sacrifice are used in the Quran and Sunnah. طيب يا إخوة. طيب, we've done the first naqid, which is shirk billah azza wa jal. Let's move on to the next one, my brothers. الناقد الثاني, the second nullifier of Islam. The second nullifier of Islam is من جعل بينه وبين الله وسائط ويدعوهم ويسأل للشفاعة ويتوكل عليهم كفرا إجماعا. So the second type of principle, second nullifier of Islam is that to make between him and Allah intermediaries. And they call them, they ask them for shafa'ah, they put trust in them, and that's the kufr. That's what Shaykh is saying. طيب, let's explain this. Now, let's talk about tawassul and wasila. What is tawassul? And our Shaykh brings the ayah anyway. طيب, tawassul is the verb, the doing verb, which means tawassul معنى تقرب إلى الله بعمل الصالح وبطاعته, that to go close to Allah by doing righteous action or obeying Allah Azza wa Jal. That's tawassul. Okay? Tawassul. And wasila is the mean. So, let me give you an example. You know in the Quran Allah said that رَبَّنَا إِنَّنَا آمَنَّا فَاغْفِرْ لَنَا. Okay? Oh Lord, we believed in you, so forgive us. So this dua we made, natawassal. Tawassalna ila Rabbina. We have made tawassul to Allah. Okay? How? With our iman. So, Rabbana innana amanna. Oh Lord, we have believed in you. We believed in you. So forgive us. So we are making dua to Allah, okay, with our iman. With our iman. So you can say, Rabbana innana amanna bik faghfir lana. Oh Allah, we have believed in you, so forgive us. You can do that. So here, tawassul means to seek closeness to Allah by dua or doing righteous action. Righteous action. And wasila is the mean, whatever you use. Could be a dua, could be your righteous action, could be a righteous person. These are wasila. Okay? Now, Shaykhul-Islam has a book, Wasila. Okay? He has a book, he mentioned that their wasila, which if you don't believe it, you are a kafir. And their wasila, if you believe it, you are a kafir. So the first wasila is that we have to believe, and if you disbelieve that, a person cannot be a Muslim. That Prophet ﷺ is a wasila between us and Allah. Okay? He is a wasila between us and Allah Azza wa Jal. Meaning he is the one who received the revelation and he conveyed to us. So he is the middle person between us and Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? So we have to believe that. And the second type of wasila is that if you believe I can ask Allah through a dead person, righteous man, and this is halal, then this is major kufr. That will take out of all of Islam. طيب? So tawassul, my brothers, means to seek closeness to Allah by doing righteous action. Now, in the Quran, Allah said, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ وَسِيلًا. Or those who believe, fear Allah, and seek to Allah wasila. So some might say, look, in the Quran, so I can take wasila. We say, Ya akhi, this wasila means not what you think. The wasila means that you seek wasila to Allah through righteous action, your worship, your ibadah, your tawheed. Qatada says, this wasila means أن تقرب إلى الله بطاعته, that you seek closeness to Allah by obeying Allah. That's the wasila we take, not going through the righteous person. Okay? So sometimes people, they can use this ayah to think this is, they've got evidence now, but that's not evidence. This is evidence against them. This wasila means righteous action. Okay? And the righteous action could be anything, your dua, you know. So let's talk about it now. A bit more tawassul. So tawassul, which is mashru' and mamnu'. Tawassul which is allowed and which is not allowed. Tawassul which are allowed are different categories. Tawassul to Allah, tawassul bi asma'illahi wa sifati, that we make tawassul to Allah by Allah's names and attributes. Okay? And we have evidence for that. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوا بِهَا. To Allah belong the beautiful name, call by them. So how do we make, كيف نتوصل إلى الله بأسماء وصفاته? Okay, let me give you an example. How do you do that? اللهم أنت الرحمن فارحمني. Oh, يا الرحمن ارحمني. يا الرحمن ارحمني. Oh, the most merciful, have mercy on me. So here I'm making tawassul to Allah to have mercy on me. So what is the wasila? Rahmah of Allah. Okay, I'm asking Allah with his name Ar-Rahman. Okay, so you can say, Ya Ar-Razzaq irziqni. Or the provider, provide me. So that's what it means when Allah says, call by these names. So the ulama says that if you are asking specifically something, use his name. So Al-Haadi. Ya Al-Haadi ihdini. Oh, the Haadi, guide me. Something like that. So you can use his name to make tawassul to Allah Azza wa Jal. So one is by his names and attributes. Okay, no doubt. And Sahabas, you will do that, use the names and attributes to make tawassul to Allah Azza wa Jal. Secondly, tawassul by the Rajulun Salih, to make tawassul by the righteous person. Tayyib. Now, we have example of Umar, when they made tawassul to Allah by Abbas. But they will do with Prophet ﷺ when he was alive. So Umar said, Ya Allah, we used to make tawassul to you by your Prophet Muhammad. Now he has passed away. We're making tawassul to you by his uncle Abbas. So Prophet said, Ya Abbas, qum fastasqi. Make dua. That's tawassul. You're making tawassul to Allah by the righteous person. So he must be high, Haadi and Qadir. He must be alive. He must be front of you, and he is able to do that. So you can't get a majnoon to make istiqa for you. It's not going to make sense. So it has to be these conditions to fulfill. Tayyib. So Ibn Abbas was alive. Now we can use the evidence to say those people who goes to Prophet ﷺ, okay, and they make tawassul to Allah by his status and things like that. You know, Shaykhul-Islam had a book. He has a book called Al-Istighatha, Rad al-Bakri. He's refuting Bakri. We don't know. He might be Mubtadi', I will say at least. He has a book, and he mentioned that you can ask, you can make istighfar, ask Allah through the status of the Prophet ﷺ. So there's a hadith, Adam alayhi salam, you know when he committed the sin, he said, Oh my Lord, I ask you to forgive me by the status of your Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So Allah said, Oh Adam, how did you come to know my name of my Prophet Muhammad ﷺ? And Adam said, and he's the best of the mankind, and surely you created the heaven and the earth for his reason, because of him. And Allah will say, Oh Adam, where did you come to know this? I have a messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, Oh Allah, I can see on the arsh, La ilaha illallah Muhammad sallallahu. Okay? So Allah will say, Oh Adam, surely you've spoken the truth. Yes, I did create him, he's the best of the mankind. Yes, I did create the heaven and the earth because of him. And if you ask me to forgive you by his status, Muhammad, I have forgiven you. This mawdu', this hadith is mawdu'. It doesn't exist. Okay? Ibn Taymiyyah, Al-Qayyim, Daraqutni, everyone, this is hadith mawdu'. It's not authentic. And they bring, you know, this hadith, when people see it, Juhala, they take it, so see, we can call Prophet ﷺ. We can make dua by his status. If we can go and call on him because he's the Prophet of Allah, you know, the best of the mankind. He can respond to a salam, then he can hear us. You know, they use this hadith to make shirk. And there's another hadith they use. Okay, I would say hadith because they claim to say it's hadith. The Prophet said to Jibreel, when I saw noor around the arsh, and that noor is me. And this hadith is authentic, akhi. People call me shirk. But these are mawdu, these are fabricated hadith. It's not authentic. Whole book is one, very thick volume. I'm still reading it. And, Shaykhul-Islam brings all these fabricated hadith, how people use these things, So to make tawassul to Allah by the status of Prophet ﷺ is bid'ah. We don't do that. But Prophet, when he was alive, yes, Sahabas would use Prophet to make dua, tawassul. But he's passed away. After his death, did they go to Prophet ﷺ? No, they never went to Prophet ﷺ. They went to Abbas. Why did Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman went to Prophet ﷺ? They didn't, because he passed away. They went to Abbas. So tawassul bi rajulun salih. He has to be a righteous person. You can ask him to make dua for you. And also hadith of Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu. It was Friday and Prophet was giving khutbah. Anas comes running. Okay? He comes running and he says, Ya Rasulullah, everything is in drought basically. It's dry, everything is dying. This is tawassala bin Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He made tawassul by the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Isn't it? Ya Rasulullah, ask Allah. Ya Rasulullah, ask Allah to send the rain because everything is dying. So he made dua. He made dua and the rain started to come. Rain started to come. And the narration says in Sahih Bukhari, there was so heavy rain, it came. And it was raining for 1 week. And then what happened? Next week, the Prophet gave me khutbah in Yawm al-Jum'ah, and I said, Ya Rasulullah, everything is dying because of flood. Make dua to Allah to remove the rain. Tawassala bin Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he made tawassul by the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and Prophet made dua and rain stopped. So this shows that you can make tawassul bi rajulun salih, hayyin, hadir wa qadir. He's alive, he's present, he's able to help you. طيب. So this is tawassul bi rajulin salih. Tawassul by the righteous person. The third type of tawassul, which is halal, is tawassul bi a'mal salihat. To make tawassul by the righteous action. Okay, and we know the story of the Kahf, people of the Kahf. Okay, when they was stuck in the cave, and they made dua, and they all made dua through the righteous action. And we know the hadith of Prophet ﷺ, the ayah in the Quran. قال إننا ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا. Oh Lord, we have believed in you to forgive us. So they have made tawassul to Allah by the iman, by their belief. So that shows that you are allowed to ask Allah to forgive you by your righteous action. Okay, so these are different type of tawassul which is allowed. Okay, now tawassul which is not allowed, okay, which is shirkiyat, is going through the amwat, going through the deceased, going through righteous people but they're dead. Okay, and Allah explains in the Quran. Allah said, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِهِ أَوْلِيَاءَ مَا نَعْبُدُهُمْ إِلَّا لِيُقَرِّبُونَ إِلَى اللَّهِ زُلْفًا. As for those who have taken other than Allah awliya, they say, the mushrikun, they say, we do not worship them except we want them to take a good deed or take us close to Allah Azza wa Jal. Taqarrub ila Allah. So they go through the righteous, dead. Another ayah Allah said, وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُم وَيَقُولُونَ هَؤُلَاءِ شُفَعَاؤُنَا عِندَ اللَّهِ. That another ayah Allah said, they worship other than Allah, they cannot harm them, not benefit them. They say, these are shufa'a, shafi' with Allah. They are good, they take a good deed to Allah Azza wa Jal. So Allah mentioned these two verses, the madhab of the mushrikun or the mushrikeen, is that two things they do. They call other than Allah for taqarrub ila Allah. Okay? And for shufa'a. That's what the two things they do. And nowadays the people, the quburiyun, when they go to the awliya, that's what they do it for. They don't say, oh, we don't worship them. They are shufa'a. Okay? And they take us close to Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? But these are shirkiyat. They are shirkiyat, my brother. So these people, so we understood what tawassul means. The wasila we believe as a Muslim is wasila with the righteous action. Okay? وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ wasila, seek wasila to Allah, mean ta'a, worship, tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal. That's the wasila. This is the mean we take to go close to Allah Azza wa Jal. So those people who invoke other than Allah, they take shufa'a, okay, other than Allah Azza wa Jal, and they put trust in those people, okay, the awliya who are deceased, the dead, okay, these are considered to be major shirk. طيب. Now shafa'a, again shafa'a كذلك من دعاء and طلب. Okay. And shafa'a, which we know that there are two types of shafa'a. Shafa'a which is halal, shafa'a which is haram. Shafa'a which is haram, which is happening in the dunya. Okay. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمُ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. And your Lord said, call on me, I will respond to your dua. Okay? وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. If my slave asks you, Muhammad, about me, okay, they ask me about this, I'm close to you. Okay? So Allah Azza wa Jal, He never ever commanded the believers to take shafa'ah when you call Allah. He said, call on me, I'll respond to your dua. I'm close to you. Why are you taking intermediaries? Okay? So you never find in the Quran where Allah said make dua other than Allah. Dua is only for Allah. Dua hul ibadah. Dua is ibadah, is worship. طيب? So those people who Allah said they worship other than Allah, okay, in the name of shafa'ah. So shufa'a, their shufa'a is the awliya they take, okay? They take the awliya, the shufa'a. And but Allah said these shufa'a, they're dead. They cannot benefit you. And if they can hear you, they cannot, benefit or harm you. Why are you taking them as a shufa'a? طيب? So this shufa'a, okay, they take the awliya, okay? These type of shufa'a are the shirkiyat, exactly the Quraysh, mushrik of the Quraysh did. They took the idols, whoever the idols were righteous people, they've taken them as the shufa'a between them and Allah Azza wa Jalla. And these shufa'a are haram. Okay? They are haram. And these are shirkiyat. And a lot of people, they believe that and they do it. So these type of shafa'a that happen in the dunya is haram. Muharram. The shafa'a yawm al-qiyamah that will take place, which is halal. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will allow the anbiya and the righteous to make shafa'a. Now just going over this inshallah. You know Allah says in the Quran, وَلِلَّهِ شَفَاعَةُ جَمِيعًا. وَلِلَّهِ شَفَاعَةُ جَمِيعًا, that to Allah belong all the shafa'a. He is the one who allows people and He is the one who disallows the people to do shafa'a. مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. That who will make shafa'a to Allah without His permission. But if you take the adillah, you can refute them. You can say, okay, brothers, if you're going to take this awliya, this shufa'a, who gave you the permission? Allah will give the permission to the righteous yawm al-qiyamah. Okay? Allah will allow the righteous, the anbiya, the malaika to do shafa'a yawm al-qiyamah. Any shafa'a that takes place in dunya is not allowed. This type of shafa'a. La yajuz. طيب? So yawm al-qiyamah, the shafa'a will take place. And let's go over it inshallah. The shafa'a yawm al-qiyamah that will take place is shafa' al-uzma. That's the greatest shafa'a. You know, the one, the day of judgment will start. Prophet will make shafa'a. That's for the Prophet specifically. The second type of shafa'a the Prophet will make is he will make shafa'a for the Ahlul Jannah to enter Jannah. Okay? The ulama said these two shafa'a is only khas for the Prophet ﷺ. Prophet will also make shafa'a for the people who enter Jahannam to come out from Jahannam. Okay? And the Prophet will make shafa'a for the people who will enter, who will be told to go Jahannam, but they will not go Jahannam because of the shafa'a. And Allah will allow the anbiya and the malaika to make shafa'a. Also hadith says that there will be people who will enter Jannah without the shafa'a. Allah will just merely forgive them. Just mercy of Allah. Allah will take them out from Jahannam. They never done no good deed in their life. I forgave them. Take them out from Jahannam. Put them in Jannah. So Allah will allow the righteous to make shafa'a. Okay? Those who follow the Quran, Allah will allow them to make shafa'a. The malaika, okay, they will make shafa'a for the people of Jahannam. طيب? Because they are Ahlul Tawheed, they will be admitted to Jannah, inshaAllah. طيب. So, Shaykhul-Islam brings this important topic about tawassul, wasa'id, because these are intermediaries that happen in time of Rasulullah. And now the Muslims, they do it. They go to Abdul Qadir Jilani, Shah Jalal, they believe and they go, iyadu billah, they take him as intermediaries. And what we are studying is happening nowadays. Happening. If you go to Medina, if you never had a guard, Harith, they will be doing it. they'll be making Surah al-Shafa'ah for them. Shafi'. طيب. So this tawassul is Shafa'ah, is form of Shafa'ah, but Shafa'ah is a dua. Tawassul is a dua. So we say these two things are dua. You're telling dua than Allah. You only do this for Allah Azza wa Jal, not the deceased. Okay, they're dead, they passed away, they cannot benefit you, no harm you. وَيَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَيْهِمْ, and they put trust in those righteous. So story was mentioned by one of the Shaykh that people have trust in Abdul Qadir Jilani. They believe Abdul Qadir Jilani has the power to bring the ruh back to the deceased. So they go to Abdul Qadir Jilani and they ask him. They believe that, akhi. They have tawakkul upon this righteous man passed away, but he's the famous wali of the people, and they go to him and they believe in him, yadu billah. And the Shaykh mentions that I have a book on this topic, Indian Shaykh, rahimahullah, and that they make 2 rak'ah, they make wudu and they play 2 rak'ah and they ask Abdul Qadir Jilani. Subhanallah. So this, what we study in front of us, what we study now, is actually happening in a life. So they put trust in that disease. So trust, Allah says, وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَتَوَكَّلُوا إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. If you're a true believer, put trust in Allah. Taking the mean, of course. You have to, what does tawakkul mean? To believe, يعتقد في جلب المنافع ودفع المضار. Okay, to believe Allah only can bring good and push away the harm. Okay, but you take the means. Yes, Prophet took mean, but he had trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. So tawakkul is worship of the heart, and we do not turn the tawakkul other than Allah Azza wa Jal. But obviously, as we have said, we have to take the mean. But tawakkul at different levels. One of the tawakkul is tawakkul shirk billah, major shirk. Okay, and that is to have tawakkul upon the awliya who are dead, passed away. To believe they can listen to your dua, to believe they can provide you, to believe they can cure your disease, to believe your family member has a cancer, and that Abdul Qadir Jilani, Prophet or this righteous man who is in the grave, is able to benefit that person who is ill and give shifa, and this is a major kufr. This is major kufr. Tawakkul, which is not major shirk, but to believe that you believe in Allah the provider, but you believe that the creation is a means of provision or things like that. Okay, that's the second type. It is not major shirk, but it is also haram. So, and the third type of tawakkul is tawakkul upon Allah, is to believe He is the provider, the sustainer. فيما لا يقدر إلا الله عز وجل, in things which no one can benefit except Allah عز وجل. طيب. So there are different type of tawakkul. So these people who take between them and Allah wasa'id, they take them as shafi', shufa'a, and they take them, they put trust in them, and so these are major kufr. These are major kufr, as the Shaykh said. It is, as we've explained. But if you heard from the beginning, wasila and tawassul, what it means, then inshallah that will become more clear for us. The next, take one more inshallah. What we'll do, we'll just mention the next one as well, quickly. The next naqid. The next naqid is that الثالث من لم يكفر المشركين أو شك في كفرهم أو صحح مذهبهم كفر. This is the third type of naqid, that whoever does not declare the mushrikun kafir or doubt their kufr or make their madhab authentic, then it's kufr. This mas'ala, there's three things. Okay, before that, when it comes to takfir is to declare a Muslim to be a kafir. Okay, there are two types. Okay, takfir, which Allah Azza wa Jal and the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam declared kafir in the Quran and the Sunnah. Okay, and this type of takfir we don't deny, we don't doubt it. For example, Allah Azza wa Jal declared Fir'aun, Azar. Allah declared Abu Lahab, Iblis. They're kuffar. By the text, we do not doubt that. If you doubt that, if someone doubt it, after knowledge came to him, he's aqil, baligh, he got intellect, and he reached the puberty, and he doubt that, there is major kufr. If someone says, I doubt Iblis might be a Muslim, but you give him evidence and everything, and he says, no, I still believe it, that is enough to take him out of the fold of Islam. Also Abu Talib. Okay, Abu Talib died as a kafir. Now he said, no, he's the Prophet's uncle, how can that be? Okay, brother, I'll give you evidences. That's the evidence. Okay? He's still doubting it. He's doubting this is kufr. Then what Shaykh mentioned is that will take out of fold of Islam because you're doubting the madhab. You're doubting the kufr that the people are upon. That's one type. We don't doubt that. But second type of takfir is the worst. Scholars have differed. And actually Shaykh Fawzan brings this, he mentioned this. Is that, for example, hukm tariq as-salah, the ruling the one who doesn't pray. So if someone says, brother, I'm giving a hadith, the difference between man and the kufr and shirk is tariq as-salah, you have to believe it, this person is kafir. If you don't know, you're a kafir, because you're doubting the kufr. Akhi, there is ikhtilaf on this masala. Shaykh Albani don't believe the person is kafir, so you're going to make takfir Shaykh Albani now. And so many ulama don't say a person is kafir. But their condition obviously. So regarding this living salah is act of kufur, it's major sin, but whether it is out of fold of Islam or not, there is no dalil for both. And I can give you the dalil for both. One hadith, the hadith of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah will say, by my qudra and my rahmah or forgiveness, take the people out from the hellfire, they never done no good deed. They never done no good deed, take them out from the hellfire. Man of the bitaqa, Yawm al-Qiyamah, he'll come with no good deed. Okay, there's a hadith of Prophet, Shaykh Albani brings that Allah has prescribed 5 daily prayers. If you preserve them, then you have mercy, you have evidences, you have, front of Allah, Yawm al-Qiyamah. And if you don't preserve these 5 daily prayers, then you have no burhan, you have no nur, you have nothing, front of Allah, Yawm al-Qiyamah. But if Allah wants to punish you, He'll punish you. If He wants to forgive you, He'll forgive you. What does it mean? He's still a Muslim. Allah still can forgive him. Tahta mashiatillah. Okay? So, it's not clear as you think. So, this issue is vast. And both sides has Ahl Sunnah in it. So, here, takfir, whoever made takfir. Whoever doesn't believe is not kafir. Okay? So, when it comes to takfir, that's what it is. طيب إخوة. So, man lam yukaffir mushrikeen. So, mushrikeen we have to make takfir. Who are the mushrikeen? Mushrikeen, those who associate partners with Allah in ibadah. And the kuffar, as I mentioned before, every kafir is not a mushrik, every mushrik is a kafir. Mushrik is the one who worships other than Allah. He worships idols. Whatever he worships other than Allah. Mushrik. لأنه أشرك بالله. Because he made shirk with Allah in worship. He's mushrik. Kafir is not a mushrik. He doesn't believe in Allah. He believes that he doesn't believe in Quran. He doesn't believe in Day of Judgment. He doesn't believe in Day of Resurrection. He's just a kafir. Denied the haqq. Satara al-haqq. We covered. Kafara means satara, to cover. So he's just a kafir. He denied the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. He's kafir. Okay? But the hukum, Yawm al-Qiyamah is the same. The Ahlul Nar. طيب. So, when it comes to takfir of the mushrikeen, man lam yukaffir mushrikeen, okay? Okay, so here Allah says in the Quran, إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها أولئك هم شر البرية. That as for, indeed those who disbelieved from the Ahlul Kitab, Jews and the Christian, and the mushrikeen, they are in the hellfire, will abide there forever, and they are the worst of the creation. So Allah declared them kuffar. So Jews and the Christian and the mushrikun, we don't doubt their kufr. No one says Jews are maybe Muslim. Yahud and Nasar maybe Muslim. They kuffar by the text of the Quran. So we cannot doubt their kufr. لَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ ثَالِث ثَلَاثَ. That they have definitely disbelieved those who says Allah is one of the third. It's major kufr. Who says this? The Christians. Okay? So Allah declared them to be kuffar. So the Shaykh brings, Shaykh Abdul Razak, there are verses in the Quran you'll find that Allah openly declared Ahlul Kitab to be kuffar, and the mushrikun and the Ahlul Kitab, they are kuffar, they are Ahlul Nar. We cannot doubt them. We cannot doubt their kufr. Obviously, after the bayan, he might be ignorant about it. So when the knowledge comes to him, he needs to accept it, and he cannot doubt their kufr. Kufr shak. We have types of kufr. Kufr shak, kufr of doubt, doubting Allah, doubting the message, doubting Ahlul Kitab to be kuffar, doubting Iblis to be kafir, Fir'aun, Haman, Azar. You doubting the kufr. That will take out the fold of Islam if the knowledge comes to you and you deny it. So if someone says to you, the kufr of Fir'aun, the kufr of Abu Talib, the kufr of, and you doubting it, that will take out the fold of Islam after knowledge comes to you. Okay? If you doubt in the Quran. So we cannot doubt the kufr, their kufr. وَصَحَّ مَذْهَبَهُمْ. He authenticates, he believes, he sees their madhab to be authentic. So for example, he sees that, okay, Jahmiya's aqidah I feel is authentic. Jahmiyah are not Muslims. Yahud wa Nasara, their madhab, their aqidah is sahih. I believe it's sahih. Nothing wrong with that. That's kufr, major kufr. When the knowledge comes to you to say, these are kuffar, their madhab is this, and after knowledge came to you and you're still doubting and you still say, no, I believe the madhab is right, then that is enough for a person to be out of fold of Islam. So my brothers, we have taken 2 today, so covered that as well. Not to doubt the kufr of the mushrik, and also not to authenticate the madhab. Okay, and these are major kufr that takes person out of fold of Islam. Okay, jazakumullah khair, ikhwa. Any question, inshallah, I'll take that now. Go on. Takfir, yeah. 2 types of takfir. Allah, 2 types of takfir, I'm saying this because one type of takfir is that Allah and His Rasul declared certain people to be kafir in the Quran Sunnah. Okay, this type of takfir, we have to accept it and we have to declare them kuffar. I gave example, Iblis, Fir'aun, Haman, Qarun, Azar, even the parents of the Prophet ﷺ. I mean, they're kuffar, we have to believe they're kuffar. We cannot doubt this kufr. Allah, from Revelation, Allah is saying this, they're kuffar. You can't doubt that. And the second type of takfir is happened between the scholars, based on Quran and Sunnah. Okay, like I gave an example of Tariqus Salah. Okay, not every scholar believes the person who leaves the Salah kafir, unless he believes it's no wajib on me. Then the ijma is kafir. But if he lives out of laziness, he prays and he prays and lives it. Not every ulama accept he's a kafir. He's committing a crime, it's a major sin. Okay, so if someone says, no, I don't declare someone who leaves the Salah kafir, do I become a kafir? La, a'udhu billah. You can't say that because this is called dhanniya. This adilla dhanniya meaning that is assumption from Quran Sunnah, but it's assumption. They've derived it. But when we say Fir'aun kafir, when we say Iblis kafir, it's not dhanniya, it's yaqeen, qat'iyya, definite. Okay, so these are 2 types of takfir, we follow, inshallah, yeah. We make takfir on people where Allah made. Allah, we don't deny that. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Shafa'ah is intercession, right?
Intercession, yeah. Intercession, yeah. But intercession, that was shafa'ah include the word talab, request, dua. Shafa'ah means dua. Because one person will make shafa'ah yawm al-qiyamah, he's going to make dua to Allah. So also tawassul is a dua, form of dua. Okay, but tawassul has to be done according to the conditions, isn't it? Yeah. We gave examples. We have.
Did you say, just so I understand, did you say the mushrik are worse than Ahlul Kitab, or they're both categories of kafir, but because the mushrik does idol worship, if I understood it correctly, is worse than...
Okay, Ahlul Kitab and mushrik, actually, Ahlul Kitab, Allahu Alam, I would say they're worse than mushrik. Mushrik, they believe in Allah and whatever they've done, shirk is major shirk, they will not abuse Allah like the way the Yahud will do. Allah, is stingy. Allah rested in the, they've made a lot of accusations of Allah, which I never read mushrik made it. But they're all Ahlul Nar. But mushrik, so Allahu Alam, from the Quran, where Allah talks about Yahud, or the statement they've made about Allah Azza wa Jal, I never heard Mushrik make it. You will not see it in the Quran and Sunnah. So in that sense, maybe the Ahlul Kitab, the Jews, are more worse. Allah Alam. But the end of the day, they fall under the banner Kuffar. Yeah. Yeah, go on.
And can a righteous person intercede for someone even if they're not Huffaz, or they have to be?
No, righteous man, yeah. Righteous man who doesn't have to be Huffaz. Hafiz will be interceding, but righteous will intercede as well, yeah. Yeah. That doesn't have to be Hafiz now.
Could you
Yes.
explain why wasila is again?
Wasila.
Yeah.
Okay, I think some brothers came late. So tawassul and wasila. What we said is that tawassul is the fi'l, the doing word. So tawassul is al-abd yatawassal ila Allah bi-ta'atihi. Bi-ta'atillah bi-a'mal salihat. The slave who go close to Allah Azza wa Jal by doing the righteous action. That's tawassul. Okay? Worship and everything. Wasila is the mean that he takes. Okay? So maybe a slave of Allah wants to make tawassul to Allah by his iman, by his good deed. So there's an example in the Quran. Allah said, Allah talks about the believers. They say, Rabbana innana amanna faghfir lana. They say, oh our Lord, okay, we have believed in you, so forgive us. We believed in you, so forgive us. So the dua is tawassul, but what's the wasila here now? Is the iman. I am asking Allah with iman to forgive me. So we can say, Rabbana amanna bi nabiyyik, or amanna bika, or whatever. Oh our Lord, we believed in you to forgive us. Forgive us. So we give example of the righteous who are in the cave. They made tawassul to Allah with the good deed. And Allah opened the door of cave for them. All of them, 3 of them, they asked Allah because of the good deed. And Allah accepted it. So tawassul is you requesting Allah, and wasila is the mean you asking Allah with. That's what it is. So wasila could be a righteous man. Okay? Righteous man. So Umar, okay, asked Allah, but he asked Abbas to make dua. So Abbas was the wasila, mean. And the dua was done, tawassul was done through Abbas. Abbas was the righteous man. And man came to the Prophet, who was he was giving khutbah. So man asked Rasulullah to make dua to Allah to send the rain down. So there was a dua, wasn't request. But who was the wasila? Rasulullah. Understand? That's what it is. Shaykh bin Baz explained the same thing as well. Wasila is the mean, is what you are asking. It could be dua, could be righteous man, could be whatever. Could be Allah's name you're calling by. Okay, so that's what it is. Yeah, that's the difference.
If I speak to a person, they believe in something that's clear kufr. They believe that Iblis is a mu'min or something. So, if I believe what he's saying is kufr, do I have to also believe he's a kafir?
No, the takfir, this is a good question. What are the shurut? My shurut to takfir. The ulama, the Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen says that, first of all, the kufr that he has made, you have to establish the act is a kufr. He said, what he said is kufr. Secondly, you have to apply on the person. So, for example, you have to go to the mawani'. Is he ignorant? Is he aqil, baligh? Is he majnoon? Is he, you have to go, is he intellect? Is he has reached the puberty? Or they also say, is he forced? So you have to go through this, then you establish on the person. So if a person says, Iblis is Muslim, okay. If you say that statement is kufr, because he's not Muslim, he's kafir. Okay, now, we say to the brother, okay, maybe he's ignorant. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe majnoon, he doesn't know aql. Okay, so we say, akhi, you say Iblis is the Muslim. But Allah said he's kufr, the kafir. Okay, you quote the ayah to him, and you say, Allah declared him to be kafir. Now he's got the hujjah. Okay? If he's got intellect, he's baligh, he's aqil, he's a sensible man, he understands everything. And after you give the evidence to him, you explain to him, and he still rejects the haqq. Okay? He says no, he's still a believer. Then he can be a kafir for that. He can be a kafir. It's difficult to say he's kafir, but he's rejecting the haqq. rejecting the haqq. So then you apply on that person, yeah.
Yeah, to add that, what if someone says, I don't believe in the last day, and you tell him, go on, like, you try to tell him, like, can't educate yourself, he refuses, he says, like, nothing can convince me, like,
He doesn't believe in?
like the last day.
Or he doesn't believe the last day?
Yeah.
Same thing, isn't it?
Afterlife,
Yeah, same thing. This major kufr. If he's a Muslim, we say you have to give him da'wah. Tell him, look, akhi, you have to believe in akhirah. And this is the ayah and the hadith to say Yawm al-Qiyamah is going to come, and we have to believe it's part of our pillar of iman. And so da'wah has to be given to him. If you just say you're a kafir, it's not going to make sense because the bayan hasn't come to him. You have to give him bayan. Maybe insane, I don't know, could be marid or something like that. He's Muslim but doesn't believe this, maybe he's ill or something like that. You have to give husnul dhan and explain to him about aqidah and give him bayan and give him the dalil and proof so he understands that I have to believe their resurrection, I have to believe their judgment, I have to believe all that, part of my belief. Then see where he goes. We shouldn't be quick to make takfir. I think we should give more da'wah, explain the deen to him more, and so he can understand before we. But obviously, it's major kufr. It's major kufr. Yeah. Go on, Aki.
Just add to the two brothers' points. May Allah bless them. Even if you established a proof on them, us as laymen, are we in a position to call them to do takfir on them?
Yeah. So I will not. I will say to him, look, Aki, what you're saying, what you're doing. It is enough to take out the fold of Islam. It's enough to take out the fold of Islam because you are first, you are ignorant. I gave you a good opinion that you're ignorant. I'm explaining to you now. I'm giving the proof. I'm giving the dalil. And even then you're rejecting the dalil. That is enough for you to go out of the fold of Islam. It's enough. You can take it out of the fold of Islam. I don't need to sit here, give you study with me Aqidah for the next 3 years. No. I'm giving you dalil. I'm giving you the proof, and you're denying the proof. Okay, it is enough to take out the fold of Islam. I will not make takfir, but I will say something like on that line to put fear in him, because this is major kufr, and if you die upon this, it's danger. I fear for you. So yeah, you have to be like that. Go on, Akhi.
So, for example, he claims to be a Muslim, example, and then in my heart I believe he's not a Muslim. Am I sinful? But obviously, the evidence has been established, and I know he's.
He says he's Muslim, but in your heart,
in my heart, I really don't.
What made you say that though? What have you seen him?
Because of the statements he made.
Obviously, then if he says this thing, then clearly he's talking something which is major kufr.
Or someone who thinks he knows the future.
I know, he must be Majnoon. There was a man sitting in the masjid, he said, I'm the Prophet Isa alayhi salam. There was a man, I was in the masjid in Birmingham, and the guy goes, I'm Isa alayhi salam, I'm Prophet Isa. Shaykh Salim was sitting there, he goes, he's Majnoon. He's mad. He's got no sanity. So sometimes people talk like this, he's Majnoon. He's not, a real man will not talk like this. But the brother saying that if you face a person like that, don't make takfir on him. Give him dalil, give him proof, and give him da'wah. And after you give the proof and everything, if he reject the dalil, then you can say, I fear for you, akhi. I fear for you. This is enough to take out the fold of Islam.
Can I say you're not a Muslim? To scare him so he comes back to the deen.
No, you might scare him off, but it's up to you to say it. But to be on the safer side, he said, he could be ill, could be anything. But to put fear in his heart, you can say, look, if you die like this, you might die as a disbeliever.
Or I might not pray your janazah.
Or you can say that, I will not pray your janazah. I doubt your iman. I doubt your iman. That's what it is. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. If you've got a ruler, he's ruling by other than what Allah has revealed. The asl is that's minor kufr, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got a layman, he's committing some form of ma'asi, he's ruling by other than Allah as well, right? So that action, like alcohol consumption or fornication, is that also minor kufr if he's not a ruler?
If he's not a ruler and he's consuming alcohol and...
Because he's also ruling by other than Allah's revealed, right? Because he's committing that haram.
So if you're ruler, ruling by other than Allah Azza wa Jal, ayah says he's kafir, zalim wa fasiq. Aslan is kufr duna kufr. But the ulama has given fatwa is that a ruler become a kafir if he believes my law is better than Allah's law, or my law is equal to Allah's law, or he believes Allah's law is not suitable in our time, then that's a major kufr. The person would go out of Holy Islam. But if he doesn't believe that, then he's a zalim, could be a fasiq, So Ibn Abbas explained this ayah, kufr duna kufr. It's a minor kufr. And the ulama says kufr is minor kufr. So if a ruler allow alcohol, okay, in his country, and he says alcohol, you can drink alcohol. That's istihlal. Istihlal, Shaykh Saleh explains two types. I'tiqadi and amaliya, belief and action. So if the ruler says, you can drink alcohol because I believe it is halal, then you're a kafir. But if he says, you can drink alcohol, not because it's halal for you, but you can drink it, enjoy, tourism coming, it's fasiq. He's a zalim. He's committing major sin, but he's not kafir. Okay? So, like if someone drinks alcohol a lot, consumes alcohol, Prophet, there will come a time when in my ummah there will be people making things halal, drinking, zina, music and all that. So the hadith says that the Shaykh says istihlal here means amaliya. Means they don't believe it's halal, but because they're consuming so much alcohol, it's like halal for them. They're not saying it, but they drink so much, it's normal for them. It's abnormal. They have immune to it. No problem. They're just drinking. It's halal amaliya, not i'tiqadiyya. I'tiqadiyya is to believe it's halal for me. So if the ruler, he allows these things in the country, and it doesn't mean, we can't say you're a kafir. He said, I don't believe it's halal, I'm just doing it for my people. Enjoying tourism are here, people are coming, I want to give them something that they can come back. So he's not kafir, he's a zalim.
I'm saying, the individual that's not a ruler. Because the verse, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ. Because man is like a sigha, which is general, right?
Yeah.
So it applies to the ruler and the one who's being ruled.
Yeah.
So they fall into minor kufr as well then if they're committing that act. No, I'm saying if they legislate, if they just consume the alcohol.
If they consume alcohol, again, if they consume believing it's not halal, because I'm addicted to it, I'm drug addict, I'm alcoholic, I can't leave it, it's fitna for me, and he believes it's haram, but then he's zalim, If a ruler makes alcohol halal, okay, and people drink it because it's halal, then same thing, isn't it? But if they drink it, it's not halal, but I'm drinking because I enjoy it, then they're two different hukum, isn't it? The hukum differs. Yeah.
You spoke about doubts. So
Doubt.
So what is the ruling of if one has doubts, like pushes them away? Is he still?
Doubts are two types, isn't it? Doubt which comes from shaitan, and doubt which is from you, and you doubt and you believe. For example, you believe Islam is not haq, Prophet is not haq. You believe it. Then this doubt is kufr, doubt, shak, the major kufr. But if sometimes Iblis comes and put doubt in you, and you say, A'udhu Billah. It's the hadith. Okay? Who created Allah? He said, A'udhu Billah. So shaitan, Iblis does come to you and try to create doubt in you. This is from shaitan. It's not your problem. It's not your fault. So you make istighatha to Allah. Isti'adha to Allah. A'udhu Billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And that will be enough for you to, inshallah, yeah. So that's a different type of doubt, yeah. Yeah.
Are we supposed to believe that the Nasara are worse than the Yahud because they do shirk with Isa?
I mean, they're both Ahlul Shirk because the Jews worshipped Uzair, and they believe Uzair son of Allah, and the Christian believe Isa son of Allah. They're Ahlul Shirk as well, yes. But who's worse? If you look at the maqalat, the statement of the Jews, is very terrible about Allah Azza wa Jal. And they're similar anyway. They're similar in the belief. They believe Uzair, son of Allah, and they believe Isa, son of Allah, and the Mushrik believe the Malaika, daughters of Allah. In that aspect, they're all same. They're same. They're shirk. They're all Ahlul Shirk. They're all Ahlul Shirk. Yeah, go on.
So you said there's two difference of opinions in regards to the one who leaves the salah, abandons the salah, stops praying it. So the category of people who take the opinion that if you leave the salah, you're a kafir. Is that after abandoning one salah, or is it?
Some says one salah. If someone leaves one salah knowingly, then he's kafir.
Then in the case of the one who doesn't pray, let's just say Asr prayer, for no valid reason, he's left Islam. Would he need to re-utter the Shahada to come back?
Yeah.
Okay.
And shall I give you example? There was a man. He asked Shaykh bin Baz, and he said, this person has passed away and doesn't pray. Shaykh says, kafir, don't bury him with the Muslims. Strict. Shaykh bin Baz says in his fatwa that if someone goes to sleep without intention of getting for Fajr, if he wakes up, doesn't pray Fajr, is kafir. One salah. If Shaykh bin Baz sees, rahimahullah, that if someone leaves the salah knowingly, he doesn't pray, he's kafir. That's his view, because Allah Prophet made difference between Muslim and kufr and shirk, leaving of the salah. But obviously, if someone leaves out of forgetfulness, that's a different issue. But knowingly he's leaving the salah, Shaykh Fawzan, Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen, they all say it's kafir. But it's a khilaf on that anyway, yeah.
So, yeah, I was going to mention that if the person didn't know that it was kufr to leave off the salah, perhaps he probably thought it was like a minor, not maybe, he probably thought it was a
You mean he's ignorant?
Yeah, maybe he was ignorant, maybe.
Okay, then we say if someone is ignorant about salah being wajib, and then we say he's an ignorant person, then he's ma'adhur, with excuse for his ignorance, and then he should be may Allah forgive me. If he's ignorant, then he lifted from him. Any masal in Sharia, something is wajib but you don't know it's wajib, then you're ma'adhur. But again, at the same time, we give example before, the person in Ramadan has intercourse with his wife in month of Ramadan daytime, and he said, I didn't know it breaks your fast. We covered this, and then Shaykh brings Imam Nawawi's statement. Imam Nawawi says that if you're in a country where you're ignorant, but if you're in a country where you can get the knowledge, your feasible knowledge, you got access to knowledge, then you're an excuse for that. Now, living in this country, I don't know if salah is wajib. You can find out. The durus, the classes, they can ask people. So, he might be ignorant, might not accept it. So, because we know ma'adhur for being ignorant in certain issues of the deen. But we can learn here, isn't it? Durus are there. So, maybe he won't be my excuse for that. No, Allah Alam. Yeah.
With the point of the doubts, one from shaitan and one from yourself, how would one differentiate between the two? If the doubts come in, if the doubts are from yourself, you said, like if you believe in those doubts, then you are kafir.
Yeah. So doubt yourself that you don't believe it. So for example, I don't believe in Islam. I don't believe in Akhirah. It's from you. You know you don't believe it. But doubt from shaitan is whispering you. He threw the doubt in you. You know you believe in Akhirah, but he's trying to create a doubt in you. And throwing doubt in you, whispering you. And that's from shaitan. That's from shaitan. Yeah. You got that? Because you know yourself, you're doubting or not.
Yeah.
You know yourself, you're doubting the issue or not.
No.
You know yourself, am I doubting Quran or not? No, I don't doubt in Quran. No, it's word of Allah. But on top of that, if shaitan coming whispering you, now you know it's from shaitan. I don't believe that.
Like as in if it's from yourself, it's more of a long-term doubt. If it's from the shaitan, it comes in.
Yeah. So if you believe something, but the shaitan coming to make you believe contrary to that, then you know it's from shaitan. I don't believe that. He's giving me something which is not, I don't believe. So shaitan is whispering you, and you know that. And if you believe, if you're doubting and something, you know you're doubting it. Khalas. I don't believe in Quran. Ya billah. It's from you. I don't believe it. But shaitan will whisper you not to believe it. Yeah. You know it, inshallah. Yeah. When shaitan whispers to make you doubtful. Khalas? Go on, Akhi.
And with doubts. In I think there was a hadith in a sign of Iman if someone gets buried by if the shaitan gives him doubts and he's buried, is that a sign of Iman?
Say again?
you know, someone gets worried about the doubts he gets. So from Shaitan, is that a sign of
if someone,
Iman?
if he gets doubt,
He's worried. He's saying.
if he's worried,
Yeah, if he's worried about the doubts which is coming, is that a sign of Iman?
that's good. We should be worried. You know, doubt, ikhwa, doubt does Shaitan will create doubt in ourselves, and seek protection from Allah Azza wa Jal. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Okay, and Shaitan will create doubt, and always know it's not from yourself, it's from Shaitan. And keep up, read books and contemplate upon the sign of Allah Azza wa Jal, His creation, things like that, and that will help you to strengthen the iman. And you know, contemplate, because Shaitan wants to create doubt. That's his job, isn't it? So, inshallah, because you're practicing, you're seeking knowledge, it should help us more. Oh, you're going to make wudu, inshallah. Yeah. So, if you want to make wudu, you can make wudu. So, if there's no more question, we break here now, inshallah. Okay? Jazakum Allah khair.
It's like you're given the benefit of that. If you don't say that, then it would mean that everyone goes there to
Yeah, no, I'm asking because, you know, the usage of the term man is a general term because they specify for the ruling. But it's a general ruling, you see. That's why I'm asking.